This is Jonathan St. James, and you're listening to The Truth is Still Straight podcast.
All right, folks, this is Jonathan St. James, and once again, The Truth is Still Straight podcast. No, I did not make a joke, but that's all right. I know you're still showing the love anyway. All right, folks, before we get into it, I know Sister Millie's always saying she want to come out and say something on the show, but tell me, Dr. Hustable, what do you think about Sister Millie coming on the show?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
All right. That's what Dr. Hustable thinks. I don't think so. We'll get Sister Millie on the show one of these days when this works out for both our schedules. Of course, remember, Sister Millie's on the West Coast, so she is a few hours behind, but we'll get something working there. All right. But we do shout out Sister Millie because she's always checking us out, commenting. Hopefully she's liking, but she definitely described. But I do want to thank everybody who supports the show regularly. And those people are Pedro Falcone, Sister Millie from the West Coast, as I said before, Burundi Shall Smile One Day, V, Latoya, Courtney, Reggie, Tessie, Kundalini Lee, Rada Submissive Wife, William Payne, Cameron Evans, shout out, saw you the other day, Bruce Daga, who just recently subscribed. I appreciate you. Thank you for shouting out and leaving a message in the comment section. And Michael De Mateus. I appreciate everyone who listens and or watches, likes, subscribes. Shout me out, and I'll definitely shout you out. So I know that you're watching and paying attention. Thank you for your support. Okay, folks, I'm trying to speak real fast because this video is longer than I like to do these days, because I understand that everybody has a life and I don't want us to be on too long watching what I have to say at this point in time. And I respect your time as well. So we're going to get into it. This is going to be a Kevin Samuels IG Live. I will have a link to this particular video in the description box. Thank you for those who requested that. I have heard your decree, and I will do so. All right. So this video comes from the Training Day IG Live, which was on February 6, 2022. And the clip that I'm going to be reacting to starts at the 46-minute and 10-6 mark and finishes at the 1 hour and 16-minute and 10-second mark. It doesn't go all the way. I'm missing about 4 minutes, but for the essence of time, I didn't want to overwhelm anyone with too much video. I know that's only 5 minutes, but you'd be surprised how much of a difference from 5 minutes means in a video. So here we go. I'm going to play the video for you right now, and we're going to get this party started right.
I have a question to be in my spirit. You want to talk to me? Book a session. How are you? How old are you?
I'm 28.
28. All right. Let's go ahead and woosah. Are you down for training day? What's going on? Or do you have a question?
Nope.
Oh, well, both. And I'm down for training because
No, you ain't.
I didn't come from a family that was married.
Okay.
My mom wasn't married or anything. I mean, she knew how to be a woman because her mom taught her, because her mom was married, but
Okay.
my mom wasn't, so I don't really know.
I mean, do you have any siblings?
I don't. I'm my mom's only child.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What you
Only
talking about,
child
boo?
syndrome. What state do you live in?
New York.
New York City?
Yeah, downtown Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, and I'll be in Brooklyn later on this week.
Oh, so I'll be somewhere in the sky, probably.
No, I said I'll be in
What?
Brooklyn later this week.
No, I'm
What a
saying that's
snob.
good for you. I won't be here.
Yeah, that's business. But okay, any children?
No, I don't have kids yet.
Okay, why do you want to be married?
Why do I want to be married? I think that's every little girl's dream, I guess. I want the family. Like I said, I didn't come from a married home. So I want the kids. I've always, since I was younger, like I want my kids to be full siblings. Like I don't want
What? Full
any
siblings.
separation. I want the family to be a family. I want us to build together. I always wanted to be the wife and feel like a woman. I'm sorry?
Did you go to college?
Stupid.
I did.
Okay.
Not
So
for
what
long.
does a successful look like? What does a successful life for a woman like yourself look like?
Dang, that's a good question because I really don't know. I guess just happiness, love. You can get success anywhere. I don't know why people always think it's associated with school only. There's other ways to be successful, so I don't
Did
know.
you go to college?
I did.
You
I
said
only got
yes.
my associates though.
Okay. How tall are you?
I'm 5 feet.
Dress size?
What?
Dress
Dress
size?
size? I'm a 6 or a 4. It depends on the dress.
How much did you weigh the last time you weighed yourself?
130.
Okay. Would you be surprised if I told you that when I asked you about why you wanted to be married, you mentioned nothing about a man?
That is a man. I said build with a family. That's having a man.
Check that shit.
Backbone.
Check that shit. I want you guys to understand how y'all all talk about she's cute and all this other shit. I want you to understand how quickly she switched.
How dare you?
Go back in the video and look at the expression on her face.
No, I didn't even notice the comments.
Stupid.
But
Don't worry about that. Here's what I need you to do. Turn off your comments and let's have the conversation.
I don't have the comments on.
Okay, cool. Okay, but what I'm saying is, let's take a step back.
Mhm.
How long have you been watching my content?
2 days.
I just started like earlier in January.
A month.
Okay. Would you say that I listen and hear things pretty well?
Yes.
Okay. So if I said that I asked you about a marriage and you didn't say one thing about a man, why would your reaction be,
Because when I said that I wanted to build with someone and not want a separate home, I would think that that implies that I want the man to
This is a certified hood classic.
All right. I just want to stop real quickly there. I'm trying to talk real fast because this video is kind of long and I want to play as much as possible if I could of this video. But I'm going to tell you something. I don't know how many people are watching from New York, but New York women, let me tell you, that's not an easy situation being to date. And I would wonder what the single women's, I'm going to look that up, how many single women are in New York City, because I find there's a level of sometimes aggressiveness, sometimes arrogance. It's just different things that you encounter in women that are in New York City. Sometimes it's a lack of feminine ways, sometimes argumentative. Sometimes they just want to pick the wrong guy. I mean, there's a lot of things going on here. And that's not to say that there aren't any good women here, but a lot of times those women are already with someone or with 2 people or with 3 people. Let me stop that because if they're with 2 or 3 people, that's means they're probably not a good person. But I mean, there are some good women here. Either they're not interested in you or they're not available. And then, of course, what's left over a lot of times you don't want to deal with, even if they're attractive. Who wants to deal with an attractive and difficult person? And this lady sounds like she has the difficult gene inside of her, just the way she spoke. She said things that to me were a little arrogant and that she wanted to project to Kevin that she did things because I don't know if he caught it, but she was talking about how she was going to be in the sky, which we know that means she's going to be on a flight somewhere when he's in town. And she wanted him to know that she's a traveling lady. But the truth of the matter is what?
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Nobody does. Let's continue.
Location?
Sorry.
The implication. I asked you what does successful look like, a life look like. You said love and a bunch of other feelings. And then you said, I don't know why people say you need education. In both of those things, I asked those questions looking for, and I had my radar set to ding when I heard man.
Okay.
And it didn't ding.
Got it.
So if that's what, okay. So how long is your longest relationship?
I think it was 5 years.
5 years? 5 years long?
Yeah.
How long ago did it end?
2 years ago.
And which one of you ended it?
Me.
Why?
I didn't want to be in it.
Why not?
Why?
It's a long story, but
No, make it quick. You weren't feeling it?
Like I wasn't happy. It wasn't it. He didn't bring out my happiness, or we didn't just match. I don't know. It wasn't it. It wasn't what I was looking for at the moment.
5 years?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you end it?
I just told him that it's not working. Just like that.
How'd you end it? You were just at how? You were at the house? You were at dinner? What happened? How'd you end it?
We were in my car, and I just told him that I don't think it's
You were
best.
driving?
Yeah.
You were driving?
Yeah.
And he was in your passenger seat?
Yes.
Where were you guys going?
I was dropping him off at work.
So, did you tell him this in the parking lot?
No, while I was at a red light.
About how far from work?
Probably like, I don't know. That was 2 years ago. I honestly don't remember.
It was a 5-year relationship.
I smell cat.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but I have selective memory. So probably like, it wasn't that far. Probably like another 10, 15 minutes to his job.
10, 15 minutes in traffic?
Yes. Well, New York streets.
Mm-hmm. Where do you work?
He worked at the mall.
Oh,
So,
hell no.
and you were leaving your apartment?
Yeah. I just thought we would be better as friends while we both.
Okay, so I want you guys to understand something. What did I say? That in neither of the two scenarios did she mention a man, and she barked at me. I want you guys to remember that.
That's facts.
And like I said Monday night, I asked the question, what does a successful life look like for a woman like yourself? And she started talking about the feelings thing.
Mm-hmm.
The relationship, I said, you need to start asking women how their relationships end. And I want you guys to understand, this one was in a 5-year relationship, and she ended in a cold, callous way.
She did.
The man was on.
She did.
Sorry. Okay.
Good. You did.
You think it's appropriate for a 5-year relationship to be driving somebody to French toast ass work, and they got to have that on their mind while they're at work?
Mm-hmm.
See, I told you, modern women are cowards. They don't deal with conflict, and when they're done with you, they get rid of you. That's what I said today. Know when to run, know when to walk, and when to run. That video is on this channel and on YouTube. I don't just talk. And then I said, well, tell me the details. Oh, that was 2 years ago. I guarantee you, he remembers what the hell you did to him. Bet you that. I bet you that. And I'm going to tell you something. Any man who's worth his salt that will look for a wife is going to ask you these questions too.
Okay, and I can be able to tell them the full story about it. But
no, you can't. No, you can't.
Right. See, this is where this lady, she plays games.
Bruh.
Because she just said she didn't remember what happened. And now she's saying I could tell the full story. Here's the thing. This lady, I don't know what the deal is with her, but clearly she thinks it's a joke. And who knows to say if this story is true or not. But whether it's true or not, the arrogance she displays on this video tells me why she deserves to be single and with no one. I mean, what kind of real bona fide man would really fall for this kind of woman? And if you don't believe what I'm talking about, you should watch. Let me see what the name of this TV show is. I was watching this TV show, and I'm like, the worst of the worst men on this show. and it's called Married at First Sight. I've just been watching season 15, which was last season, and then this one is like 2 episodes into this season. And let me tell you, the guys on there, they're just the worst of the worst kind of men. No type of and not to say that I'm the epitome of a man. I'm not sitting up here trying to place myself above anyone else. But for whatever I am and for whatever I am not, these guys are jokes. Watch, I don't know what network this comes on. I just watch it on the DVR, but whatever network this comes on, these men are pathetic. They don't know how to conduct themselves in an appropriate manner. And then they just get married to people they don't even know. And that's the biggest red flag. If you're willing to marry someone you don't know at all and you show up on a TV show, there's something wrong with you. And there's plenty of messed up guys out there
Beta
that would deal with this lady no matter what kind of toxicity she has inside of her. Just because she's attractive, looks to have a decent body, they'd fall over at it. Men, you need to stop with the games, stop playing with these kind of women, and maybe you get more of the kind that you deserve.
Yeah, no, you can't. Cause soon as, well, you think you can. Why would they sit here and listen to this shit? 5-year relationship for a 28-year-old woman, and you just on the way to work. I told them, dude, 10 minutes outside of work, this just ain't gonna work. Peace out.
I didn't do it like that though.
Oh, okay.
You're making me sound like I did it.
You made yourself sound like that.
Ma'am, I asked you how you did it.
I can't.
You said it was 2 years ago. I want you guys to understand that this is how serious this is how little they care. I have selective memory. This is the man she spent 5 years with. Y'all had sex, right?
Yeah.
Right. So he was all up inside your body. But when you were leaving him, you didn't even give him the dignity of say thank you for spending 5 years with me. You didn't sit him down. He's probably a sucker.
That's what I said.
Because he was in your car.
He's a sucker.
Let me tell you something. Any man that would let you drive him to work and he's going to the mall, where were you working at?
I was a flight attendant.
Any man that would be in this position is already a beta. And if he's still your friend, he is damn sure a beta. When he left work, he should have blocked your ass.
That's what I said.
Because that was cold. And I want you to understand, just someone is sitting here trying to make it seem like we don't hear what we hear, guys. And so when y'all in the comment section, she's cute and she cute. I told you, you better watch these cute girls.
That's true.
Man, you said I'm making it sound like what? I asked you, how'd you do it?
There's history though. It's not like it just happened overnight. It was accumulating. There was things that he did.
Of course it did, but ma'am, is there, ma'am, would you want somebody to end a relationship with your daughter that way? Regardless as to the history, a 5-year relationship, would you want somebody to be in the car knowing they got to go to work? There was no conversation to be had. He had to get the fuck out of the car. He had to move on. He had to be at work, ma'am. He had to clock in.
At the mall.
And so that's what I mean. This conflict avoiding cowardice shit. I said when women are done with you, she knew, well, I'm not going to tell them the night before so we can talk about it. I'm going to wait till we're 10, 15 minutes away. Oh, well, about 10 minutes away. Oh, by the way, this ain't working no more. Thanks.
That's work at King's Plaza.
We started talking in the car and then it came up.
Like that matters.
It happened. It happened. That's why I have zero sympathy for these modern savages.
You're a savage, lady.
I wish I was a savage.
You are. You are.
Well, that doesn't really sound too. Okay, of course they don't think. Okay, ma'am. Of course, and then here comes the
sign language. Sign language,
ma'am. I don't have to. You did stuff. He did stuff.
I did nothing. He did stuff.
Bullshit. You're human.
Swear.
You know what? Maybe you're not. She's right. She might not be. Because I want you guys to understand.
With me? Like,
I'm not talking. I'm talking through you because you don't even know how fucked up this sounds to a man.
Yeah.
Because you guys all seem to. The way he's always seemed. It was him, not me. You were in a relationship 5 years. You did nothing wrong. It was all him, not me. So on and so forth, and that's cool. I want you ladies to understand that we as men, every time we meet one of you, it is always almost 100% of you Your exes are pieces that are just not good. I have never,
Mm-hmm.
ever in my life met a woman who said it was me. Men, in the comment section when this video is over, how many men met a woman who said out of her mouth, first off the rip, I was the reason this is a problem? If that's the truth, write 362 in the comment section. If you had a woman that said right out of her mouth, it was me, write 362. Man, I got no dog in this fight. I'm telling you what I hear.
She looking at the comments.
Is it hard to listen to?
No, it's not.
So if a man asks you how your relationship ends, because I'm gonna ask you a simple question. How do you think your ex experienced dating you? If you asked him who said you for dating you was blank.
Emotional damage.
It was how it was dating me. Interesting, I guess. I mean, I have my flaws. I'm spoiled.
Well, but 5 minutes ago you said you didn't do anything.
But
and now you said it was just
me. I didn't do anything to like. I didn't do anything that was like, she's, I don't know, cheating or she's.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you never hurt him. So you never hurt him. You didn't hurt him at all, right?
Nah, B.
So.
Okay. Okay. No. So in 5 years, you never hurt him. He only hurt you.
Where's the answer to that?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, he felt insecure. That's like
insecure.
His thing, you know. I don't think I gave him reasons to feel
self-awareness. Well, I think it's rather interesting that you say we all got our things, but in 5 years, you never hurt him.
Right.
He only hurt you. Okay.
Right.
Would you say you have healthy self-esteem?
No.
Me?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No, it flip-flops.
I can tell you that.
I can have low self-esteem at times, and then I could just be
In general, would you say your self-esteem is average, above average, below average?
I think I might be average.
Okay. Then in 5 years, somebody with average self-esteem would not stay with somebody who's hurting them.
Yeah.
I was easily, I don't want to say manipulated.
Here comes the victim shit again.
No, it's not.
You can't make this shit up.
But she broke up with him in the car.
You keep this up, you're gonna be famous.
You make me want to say the whole story because it's a fucked up story. Like
you should say the story then.
3 sides to a story. Yours,
his, and the truth.
I know, and
you also got, ma'am. I just asked you. How we got here is I asked you why you want to be married, what successful relationship look like, and then I asked you how long was your relationship and how it ended. I didn't put us here. I'm just asking you. And this is what's going to happen on the dating market, especially if you want to date a man that's got any sense of value of, do you want children? You said you want kids. How many kids you want?
Probably 4.
4.
Oh, hell no.
Do you want your kids to be able to go to college if they want to?
Yes.
You want to be able to travel nationally, domestically and internationally with your family?
I do.
Okay. Do you want to, after you're married, do you want to have to work to pay significant bills when you're pregnant?
Nah, B.
I love my job.
Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills when you're pregnant, married?
No. I want.
What percentage of the overall family financial load do you want to have to be responsible for a lifetime? Meaning it doesn't vary. You must pay this for a lifetime for 4 children, you and your husband. What percentage of overall family financial load?
That's a good question.
I know.
I'll say like 20 to 30%.
30% means if you start working for any reason, the family's in serious financial jeopardy almost immediately.
Really?
You cannot, ma'am, could you survive a 30% pay cut at your current standard of living? Then thank you. All right. So 20 to 30%, you're in serious jeopardy.
So what about 2 kids?
No. Nope. No, I asked you what percentage of the overall family financial load do you want to have to be responsible for? That's the question that's on the table.
Okay.
What percentage?
I just told you.
No, 30. So if you stop working, the family's at risk.
But
If you stop working, the family's at risk.
okay.
Ma'am, it's
so what?
math.
It has to
It's
be
math. I asked you. No, I'm asking you.
Well,
If it
you
goes
know
higher,
what I do.
well, yeah. And this is about math. If it goes higher, there's more risk if you stop. See, right now, if you never get married, what percentage of your financial load are you going to have to be responsible for a
100%.
lifetime?
Right.
Right. So you got that. That's a simple concept. So if you're married with kids, 4
Mhm.
kids, what percentage of that do you want to have to be
Excellent
responsible
point.
for? More than 30? That means you're going to be more responsible. But you'll be
Mhm.
responsible for less than 30. That means your husband will be more responsible.
You
I want to
stupid.
put all the burden on him, but I guess like 20%, 10%, 0%.
Yeah. Okay. And what kind of income do you think you're going to need to live in Brooklyn or New York City?
I don't want to stay here. I want to get out of New York.
Where do you want to live?
I don't know, somewhere in the South on a farm, I guess.
A farm.
Have you ever lived outside of New York City?
Yes, I have.
Where?
I lived in Farmington, Connecticut. I lived in Albany, Binghamton, and Fort Lauderdale.
Uh-huh. How much money is your husband? How much family income are you going to need to have on an annual basis to support 4 kids?
I never did
You
the
and your
math.
husband.
I don't have kids, and I'm not
See, that's the
married.
problem. Well, see, that's the fucking problem now, ain't it? So if
Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, this lady is definitely living on her pretty privilege because the things she said just foolish as hell. So she said she lived in Albany. She said she lived in Binghamton. She said she lived in Connecticut and I think Fort Lauderdale. And I'm assuming she lived with people there. Maybe she'll get it right when she moves to this farm down south. But if she really wants to live in a farm, I don't know if the things she's talking about will correlate to living on a farm unless she's married to Dave Chappelle.
you're gonna have this flippant attitude, man, I'm do me a favor, okay? I'm gonna give you
I
about a
came
couple.
on here so you guys.
I'm gonna give you a few seconds to kind of ramp it down because you don't want to go there. I'm having a conversation with you. I'm trying to show you something.
I'm trying to learn.
Okay, well then you
No,
said
you're
you
not.
never thought about it, so it's time to think about it because you said this is what you want. Okay, so I'm asking about how
That's
much
facts.
money do you think you're going to need to, as a family, annually to support 4 kids, you, your husband, and the kind of lifestyle you want that you would envision for yourself.
But she's living on a farm. So she just need that farm money.
For me to bring in, like
No.
the
Just
family?
your husband. Yeah.
the husband.
Just overall, altogether, 4 kids, you and your husband.
I'm not good with money, so it's like 200,000.
You mean math, not with money.
How much? You said you got an associates. You live
Yeah,
in Brooklyn. How much is your rent right now?
it's a lot.
How much is your rent right now?
23.
$2,300. So that's roughly almost $30,000 a year. That's for one person in a sugar shack in Brooklyn.
Mhm.
So if you had 2 people, if you just multiply rent, that's $4,600. So that's $60,000 right there, just in 2 apartments. You're gonna put 4 kids in that. They're gonna need substantially more than $200,000.
I need more than that.
Yeah.
See, that's why I need a husband so he can know.
Yeah, but how much? Okay, yeah. But how much is your husband gonna have to make because you're only supporting about 10% of this? How much is he gonna need to make annually to have 4 kids that can go to college if you want to, that can travel nationally or internationally?
He has to be a millionaire.
Damn near.
Okay, see, damn.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess
Because see, this is a funny thing. They don't think about the numbers because women in places they don't want to admit, they don't expect to pay. They think because they have a vagina, that balance is $1 million.
Yes.
Well, can I?
Go ahead. I said women. I didn't say you.
I
said
know.
women.
Well, because what I visioned was like my job will go into like things like, so he'll pay like the basic bill.
What your associates is in what?
Is in theater.
A bullshit degree. So your job ain't gonna pay nothing.
Oh,
See,
Lord.
I'm going to pilot school.
Unmarriable, the actors, the creators, the unmarriables.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to pilot
because
it
it doesn't matter. You don't want. It doesn't matter what you make. You don't want to contribute more than 10% to the family.
No, I mean, like, I want my.
So
my
at the end of the day,
again, she's going to be with the wrong kind of guy, because if you're a pilot, I doubt you're going to have time for a husband and kids. Just who, again, your husband's going to be
Beta.
Has to be. So she needs those guys that she can control. And I don't know what happened in that last relationship. Maybe she couldn't control him anymore. Who knows what happened? But she's looking for somebody to control. There's no way any successful alpha type high value man is going to be with a woman that has no time for him. Just not going to work out like that. I don't know who she's expecting to meet. She's looking for some, like I said, she's looking for Mr. Beta to stay home with the kids. Because if she's a pilot, right, she wants to go to, she's in pilot school, she's going to become a pilot. So you can be flying planes. I don't know, maybe you're going to be flying a couple of hours shuttles across Atlantic, Pacific, flights to Europe, Asia, Africa. Those take time. That usually means that you're not home the same day you're working. I don't know what kind of guy's going to be cool with that. But if I was in that position, if I was making $1 million a year, or just 500,000 or 300 or something like that, why would I be with a woman who can't be with me? It just makes no sense. I would never waste my time with a woman who was too busy to be my wife and to be the mother of my children. It just makes no sense. People just come on here to say foolish things and don't really mean what they say.
At the end of the day, man, 4 children.
Okay.
4 children. What job are you going to have? Who's going to be raising these 4 kids? You can't have a job and 4 kids and not a substantial job. So to have, you want your children, upper class children, are roughly 485,000, 500,000. You want $2 million worth of kids. If you live in Connecticut, hell, if you lived in Atlanta, it will run you about 350,000. So with another kid, you're talking about 400,000. If you talk about New York City, about 850. What kind of professions would a man need to make? What kind of profession would a man need to have to earn $750,000 or more legally?
Beta.
And take care of you.
These are all reasonable questions.
Is it like a doctor, lawyers?
What kind of doctor?
Surgeons.
Surgeons.
Heart surgeons, probably.
Anesthesiologists.
Cardiac surgeons, okay, go ahead.
I don't know. I know I'm going to school for, so, but.
Yeah, that's fine. But if you want to have this man sometime, don't you think you need to be able to identify it?
Yes.
Don't you think you might need to be, man?
I'm sorry, you cut off.
Don't you think you might need to be able to kind of identify who this man is and what he does to kind of, that's important.
Yeah.
So a cardiac surgeon, what else?
I said a lawyer. Is a lawyer?
What kind of attorney? What kind of, no, attorneys, what kind of attorneys?
Could be high powered.
It's criminal?
I don't
know. I don't
know. He's the rappers, maybe.
But you're now, just for memory's sake, you'll be 29 and when?
In 2 months.
Wow. So she's 30.
So you're
30,
almost 30
almost
years
30.
old. And from a standpoint of thinking about a spouse for the life you said you want, because you've always wanted to be a wife and family and all these things, because the things you said, as far as serious thought, you put in this on this conversation, nothing. So you just expect it to happen?
Pretty much.
You've done no planning. So it's like going to college and just taking a bunch of courses and then expecting to become an engineer or anything. It doesn't match.
Those are facts.
Can a man go through life like this and get the outcomes you're talking about, meaning he wants a wife and 4 kids?
Nope.
Because he has to pay for it.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Can a man go through life like this?
No.
Okay.
I don't think anyone can, because obviously it's not working for
Well, women can. Women can.
Yeah, women can.
Obviously, women can, because just like you and the previous woman, most women think this is just going to happen because you're good people. But
I never thought you had to plan to meet someone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so again, it's just supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen.
Yeah, I gotta stop it there because a lot of women think that, and relationships are part of you planning to meet the person that you want. And that doesn't mean planning like having a whole itinerary of everything you want to do. But ladies, you must get the guy you want to be with, the guy you want to meet you. You can't sit there like a corpse in a coffin and expect a guy's going to come up to you, propose marriage to you, be in a relationship, whatever it is you're talking about. You gotta set the tone for the person you want to meet you. So many women fail at that all the time because they don't know how to meet men. And it's not to say you need to be desperate or thirsty or throw yourself at a man, but you got to show the right man that you're interested in him, or you want him to be interested in you because you're interested in him. And you don't have to do much to do that. You just have to be open to the social cues of dating to let this guy come to you, ask you out, get your phone number, whatever it is people do in this day and age. Send a Instagram message, DM, whatever people do these days. But you have to you can't, if you wait for the guy to come up to you and you're closed off, you're almost always going to meet the wrong guy, because only sharks chase after fish. Just saying.
To meet a man who can afford for you to be a stay-at-home wife with a possible side business. It doesn't matter, man. At the end of the day, you only want to pay 10% of the bills. So it doesn't matter if you're a stay-at-home millionaire that don't want to pay any bills. He has to pay for the lifestyle. College. You want your kids to go to college. That means that man has to have
no, he
his
doesn't
lifestyle.
have to pay for the kids' college by himself. I was talking about like bills, like the house.
How are you going to pay for college if you can't even pay part of the, if you want to pay 10%? How are you going to pay for college?
And the kids' stuff.
Excuse me?
I thought you were only talking about like home.
That is the man, the kids are part of the expenses. And see, what I'm trying to explain is this is
okay,
simple.
I didn't get that.
Oh, but you should though. This is simple family planning.
Okay.
You don't have children. They are an expense. Mm-hmm. You said you want the kids to go to college. Were you expecting your kids to take out substantial student loans, or did you expect for the mother? And then how are you going to pay for their college if you're only paying 10 to 20% of anything? 20% of anything, 20% of the mortgage, light bill, phone bill, trips, 10% of anything. That's all you want to be responsible for. So that means at best you'd be paying for 10% of the school. That's books. So basically you're talking about you want a man who is in, what percentage of men earn $100,000 or more in this country?
Don't know.
Yes.
15.
10.
Oh, that was close.
That's not really
if he's
close.
Black or not?
5% off.
The more money a man makes, the more racially loyal he tends to be. What percentage of Black men earn $500,000 or more in this country?
3.
0.1%.
What? Wow.
Damn, son.
And then what do these kind of men who make this kind of money, who are cardiac surgeons, personal injury attorneys, high-level financiers, high-level in companies and organizations? Oh, by the way, what's the oldest man you would consider dating? You're 28. What's your upper limit?
Probably like 7 years older than me.
7 years. 7 years.
Is that what? That's
Men
bad.
hit their financial men hit their financial stride during 45 to 55. So for class, so everybody understands, this is yet another woman, and this is what you guys have been taught, that you should find a young, rich man that you're attractive to, that wants to have a housewife, even though you weren't raised to be a housewife, so you can stay at home and be a luxury housewife. Do you want to have a housekeeper? You don't expect to have a housekeeper? You want to be, kids are going to be homeschooled? The kids are going to be homeschooled or not?
That I did want home.
Homeschool? Do you want to you don't want a housekeeper? You want somebody to help you with prepare meals, chef, personal training?
Cooking.
Okay. So again, this is why men under 30 aren't even, that's why all they're trying to do is Netflix and chill. Because every man in your age range is making, if you're making 70,000, you're in the top 15%. And you're 28, about to be 29 years old, talk about 35, and you told me at best 2 professions. And you don't even get out of medical school until 30. Do you expect to share your husband with other women?
No.
Okay, so you want him to be sexually loyal?
Yeah, is that impossible?
So you expect to have a young millionaire who is earning and doing roughly 20 times 10 to 20 times what the average man is doing. Well, actually, times 10, 700,000. He's doing roughly.
All right, so I'm gonna just leave it there. I want to finish it off there because it's about 10 minutes more of that, and it's along the line of that discussion. I'll definitely leave the link in the description so you can check out this video for yourself. I don't want to talk too much longer on this. I think this lady is very illustrative of what's wrong with relationships. And I think a lot of times people's own desires get in the way of love. I don't want to say true love, but something real between a man and a woman, or between a person and a person. And this is a clear case of someone who is showing you, is projecting that she can only find the wrong choice. Because if I'm valuable, any person that's valuable, just like a woman, if she thinks she's valuable and she thinks she's worth something, she's not going to accept things that are just beneath her. And what I mean beneath her are just things that just makes no sense for her in terms of getting involved in a relationship. So if you think you have this value and someone is showing you something in a relationship you're trying to get in with that person that you're not worth it, why would you invest in a person that is showing you that you're not valuable to them? It just makes no sense. All right, folks, it is that time for the braces, and then we'll be out. Relationship braces, bringing hearts together, one heart at a time. Delusional 29-year-old Brooklyn woman who's 29 now, going on 30. What advice can I possibly give you to get you out of this place where you probably would never find a real man or the man that you want? All right, so I'm going to keep this brief because I've been talking all this time. Not that she'll take my advice, but for the sake of this show, I shall give it. Here's the thing. Again, you're setting yourself up to find people you don't want to be with, people who won't satisfy you or stimulate you. And I don't mean in the sexual and the physical sense, but somebody that's really going to be ideal for you because you've closed yourself off. And when I said sharks earlier, I didn't mean literally that only sharks, but sharks are interested in hunting. A lot of animals, they don't hunt because they don't need that type of food, if you understand what I mean. So the unavailable usually is seen by the ones who want to stand up to the challenge of getting through to the unavailable. And that almost always ends in disaster. So if you're not available for a relationship, the only thing you're setting yourself up is disappointment. And if you don't want disappointment, then you should really go out of your way to allow the person you want to meet you. And those are the braces. All right, folks. Now we are at the end of this video here. I thank you for enduring with me. This video was longer than I wanted to play, but I thought it was important to have this discussion. Even if you didn't think so, hopefully there's one or two people out there that do agree. Thank you for tuning in. Until the next time, this is Jonathan St. James for the Truth is State podcast, and I am out.